Thank you, everyone. On a happy new year. My name is Liza Viana. I'm the Township Administrator here with Mayor Angie Devaney, Captain Frank May of the Berkeley Heights Police Department, and Deborah Varner, Chair of the Berkeley Heights Recreation Commission. First off, have my sympathies about aging infrastructure. If you need any contractor recommendations, we're happy to help when we can. But we're here to thank you for putting the Class 3 officer and vehicle and fuel maintenance shared service agreements on the agenda tonight. We've been discussing these agreements since last year, and I'm hoping that since we haven't received any further questions in recent months, except for the one today from Dr. Feltry, that this means that they will be approved tonight. Our Class 3s are huge value add to our schools and the safety of our children. As a mother of two in our schools, CMS and GL, I feel much more comfortable knowing that one of our guys will put himself between any danger that may come through those doors or attempt to, and our children, should that day ever come. The vehicle maintenance and Class 3 service agreements are wins for our community. The Board of Ed and Township in this town have always done what's best for the community and the taxpayer with these agreements. So we hope to do our part to contribute to this longstanding partnership. Which brings me to the last point. We see you have several resolutions on the agenda tonight relating to the use of facilities, including fields, and applying for grants for playground upgrades. As you all know, we have a pending draft lease agreement for Lower Columbia Fields before you for review and a vote. As stated previously, we're ready to discuss further or answer any questions you have, but have not received any recently, so we're hoping that that can be put on the agenda soon. If you would be so kind to provide a date for the vote so we know going forward how to plan for our resources, because the township does currently take care of those fields in terms of maintenance, and we pay staff to take care of them. We're happy to take any questions you may have. I'm not sure how that works with your form of government, but we are here.
Thank you. Mr. Migueis, can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. I can't see you though. That's okay. John Migueis, Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. So Gail, I wasn't expecting to speak to this, but I would ask you to kind of reconsider the approach that you took tonight. It betrays an inability to gain consensus. It was sort of a top-down approach, and collaboration and working together means working with people you may not necessarily agree with, and yeah, that's gonna involve some really difficult discussions. I don't think having disagreements about process or methodology is a waste of time. I think how we make decisions is as important as the decision itself. A lot of times, democratic processes are sacrificed in the name of efficiency. And when we get to efficiency, sometimes we find that we don't make the best decision possible. So I would really encourage you, Ms. Bradford, if you wouldn't mind, to reconsider the decision that you made and try to work through the process. None of these things can't be worked out. I also want to echo the other speakers in terms of the facilities, but I think the thing that's missing here, and I really appreciate the BHEA bringing up the fact that these were decades in the making. And I think you have to look at our budget to understand why, and look at where we've been spending the money, how we've been spending it, to get an understanding of what's been put on the back burner year after year after year after year. And I really hope that the Board of Education this year takes a hard look at that budget, make some hard decisions to advance facilities and teachers and academics to put money where it belongs. The last thing I want to kind of talk about is the SLEO contract. So I kind of written to you about that. I showed you other contracts. There needs to be a cap. There needs to be some level of oversight, some sharing. I mean, I think you guys have to go back and look at what the agreements that other districts have and try to model this. I've asked for familial oversight of police in schools. The SELO is one small piece of this. I don't want to make it about just that. Our overall security spending has increased, and I don't think even most people even know what's sort of going on. Is there familial oversight? What are the outcomes to these programs? So, we just heard the town administrator say that this is great for our schools. I'd like to see measurable outcomes. I'm not saying it's not, but can we see the data to support these statements? When you look at Education Weekly, for example, in 2023 showed that nationally, police officers in schools are making the most out of any other position other than teachers. They're the second highest paid position in schools. I don't know where that is in Berkeley Heights, but I don't know if that makes sense and where we're heading towards with this. We have facilities that are falling apart, yet we spent 2 months last year talking about ID scanners. I really want I'd like for you guys, so I'm asking you, Gail and Pam and everybody else and Cy and Dipti and Tom, whoever, I don't care, all of you. I'm
Please
asking
come
you
to a
guys.
conclusion.
Yeah. I'm asking you guys to sort of step back from this a little bit. Gail, you're the president and you got to lead with an example. What you did today, what you started with was not good. And I'd like you to kind of take a leadership role, extend an olive branch, and get back to the drawing board on fixing these problems in a way that's a little more open and collaborative. You'll come to better solutions. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Samson?
Yes. Hi, good evening. My name is Arik Samson, and I'm a resident of Berkeley Heights. And I would like to also talk about the SLEO contract amendment. And while we agree that the school safety is paramount, the district's approach to funding deserves greater scrutiny, particularly as the township seeks to shift even more costs onto our schools. Currently, the district pays the full hourly rate for SLEOs with no cap on spending and no limits on additional costs like sick time or overtime. This is in stark contrast to neighboring districts like New Providence and Linden, which cover only a portion of the SLEO costs and exclude additional benefits. Why are we accepting such an open-ended agreement when other districts have capped spending and clearer terms? It's also worth noting that the township cannot pull SLEOs from our schools. The current contract is in place until 2028. The fear-mongering over safety is just a distraction. This isn't about protecting students. It's about politics and prioritizing special interest over education. Instead of shouldering these additional costs, let's follow the example of other districts and negotiate contracts that are fair, transparent, truly in the best interest of students and taxpayers. It is time to examine all agreements with the township to ensure they serve our schools, not political ambitions or personal agendas. Thank you.